Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Today we are going to start with a new chapter, Insight into Program Execution. In this chapter we are going to discuss about what happens after you have written your program and what changes your program code undergoes, how it reaches to execution stage, etc. So first we are going to discuss about introduction part, then basic flow of compilation, and then we are going to discuss about understanding translation process. So introduction about insight into program execution. So the computer works on machine level language which is not understandable by the programmer. Similarly, the programmer, whatever they are writing, that cannot be understandable by the computer systems. So the programmer going to use some specific languages in order to write the program like C, C++, Java, C#, like that. So these languages are not directly understandable by the computer. So therefore we need to have some translation mechanism in order to convert our instructions into machine level language. So in this chapter we are going to discuss about internal processing of the program code and how it reaches to execution stage and what are the contributions of an operating system in all these processes. Basic flow of compilation. So before getting to our topic, first we will have an idea about what is source code and what is binary code and what is translation, in which place it is required. So the source code is nothing but the programming language, that is nothing but your original code which is written by the programmer, and this source code will be written as per the rules of the programming language. Each and every programming language will have its own set of rules, so we need to follow the rules in order to write our program. So next one, the binary code is nothing but once the source code has been completed, that the source code cannot be understandable by the computer. So we need to convert the source code into machine understandable code, which is known as binary code or machine code or machine language code. Okay, now the programmer will develop a source code and then which is later converted into binary code, and that binary code will be executed by the computer. So this is the process we are going to discuss, and then the source code will be converted into binary form with the help of some translation mechanism. So this translation will be taken place in between your conversion of source code into binary form. We will discuss this translation mechanism in the next slide. So the translator are a special software that translates source code into binary code. There are mainly two types of translators. One is compiler and another one is your interpreter that converts that source code into machine code, but in different ways. The working pattern of compiler is very different from an interpreter. Let us learn about what happens during compilation and what happens during our interpretation. The compilation process, a compiler takes the source code and then follows certain micro steps to produce a low level code. So the compiler process stages are, we have 5 different stages. First stage pre-processing, and second stage compilation. Under that we have analysis and synthesis phase, and third stage it is assembly, and fourth stage it is linking, and fifth one is loader. So after all the process you will get your executable code. So here are some examples for compiled languages like C, C#, and C++, Scala, etc. Preprocessor phase. This phase removes the commands from the source code, and if whatever the needed like macro definitions or the header files is needed to execute the particular program will be carried out in this phase, and the modules imported in the program using import command. At the end of this phase, the source code is converted to just the complete code that has nothing to be added or nothing to be expanded, and we need not to add anything extras like the commands will be removed and the preprocessor directives will be resolved and modules will be imported. Compilation phase, which has two subphases like analysis and synthesis. So analysis also referred as front end phase and synthesis will be referred as back end phase. So we will discuss one by one in the next slides. Analysis phase. In this, the compiler will identify all the tokens of the source code and their requirements. Like the tokens is nothing but the very smallest individual unit in the program. And then using this information, the compiler creates a special type of table called the symbol table that contains the details of all the tokens in the source code. So this subphases is also called as front end phase of compilation. Synthesis phase, the back end phase of the compiler which parses the code and generates a syntax tree, so that which will analyze the syntax of the source code. The syntax tree or the abstract syntax tree is a tree representation of the syntactic structure of the source code. So for example, here you have the syntax tree for 4 will be multiplied with 5 and then will be added up with 9. So which can be written as the 4 and 5 will be multiplied first and the result will be added up with the 9, like a tree structure. Okay. At the end of this compilation, all the errors found in the source code are listed with the line numbers. So you can see in C++ program compilation, once you compile your program, you can see the list of errors in the particular program with the line numbers. So similar way, at the end of this phase, you will get the report like that. And programmers can correct the errors and recompile the corrected code. So once the code is error free, the compiler converts into intermediate code, that is the form of assembly level instruction. Assembly phase. This phase receives the assembly level instructions and then converts it into object code, which is the form of machine code. This phase does the same work that an assembler will do, like it will convert the assembly code into binary code. The binary code, which is the machine code, which can be understandable by our computer. Linking. The object code which is received by this phase is very much binary code, but still the computer cannot execute this one. So we need to link some important libraries to the program. So in order to link this, we are using the linker which going to performs the linking of important libraries. At end of this phase, we will get the code which has become executable like .exe files now. Loader is the part of the compiler that loads the computer executable module into memory for execution. Now your computer can execute this file without any additional software. So the overall picture is given here. On the first phase, pre-processing phase, the source code will be converted into just a complete code, and second phase, compilation phase, which consists of analysis and synthesis phase, which will produce the intermediate code, and assembly will convert this intermediate code into object code. The object code cannot be directly execute in the computer. That important library is yet to be added. So the linker will do all the linking of the libraries. Once it has been done, it will which will produce the executable file. That is nothing but your exe file. That exe file can be run in any computer system without any additional software. So which will be carried out with the help of the loader. The interpretation process. The working of an interpreter is like a compiler. It also converts our source code into machine understandable code in different way. So it converts a program line by line by adding required libraries. So meaning that before the conversion of the second line, the first line gets completed, and then the interpreter follows the same manner of conversion and execution for the whole program. The example for interpreted languages are Python, Perl, PHP, etc. In our 11th standard and 12th standard, we are going to study about Python. So Python is nothing but the interpreter program language. Compiler versus interpreter. In case of compiler, that which will going to translate the complete code in one go and hand over the full executable file to execute. In case of interpreter, which going to translate line, that is line by line, single line of code at a time. And here once the first line execution is completed successfully, then only it will move on to the next line. Compiler versus interpreter. Here we are going to discuss the compiler and interpreter in various aspects. The first aspects input. The compiler will take the entire program as its input, and interpreter will take a single line of code as its input. And output, that compiler will generates intermediate object code from the whole program, whereas interpreter will not generate any intermediate object code. And memory, in case of memory aspects which requires larger memory during the compilation, and interpreter does not require much more memory. It will require very less memory during the interpretation because it's going to perform line by line of code at a time. And next aspects, errors. In case of compiler, it displays the list of errors of entire program with line numbers and the errors in that line. In case of interpreter, which displays the error of single instruction in its interpretation, and thus the errors also appear one line at a time and always require compiler. So once the role of compiler is over, the compiler is no longer required to run the executable file. In case of interpreter, it is always required that interpreter translate and runs one instruction every time. So it is always required in memory to run the code. At last aspect is workload. So compilation once done stays always, and recompilation not required if the code needs to run again. The same executable code can be rerun without the compiler. That is in case of compiler. In case of interpreter, the interpretation is required each time you have to run the code. The interpreter does not create an executable, and hence it is required every time the code is to be run. In today's class, we were discussed about what are the basic operations going to happen when you are writing and compiling your program, and we were also discussed about basic flow of compilation. The questions I have given here, just go through the topics and find the answer. In part 2, we are going to discuss about role of an operating system in running a program, and we are also going to discuss about OS as a resource manager and functions of OS like process management, process scheduling, memory management and IO management. We will discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.